I really like Wartime Recruiter. Oh, wait, yeah, Demons and Gnomes. This, by the way, guaranteed I'm picking Wartime Recruiter. I highly recommend you do the same. This would actually be a great time for me to focus on kind of a breakdown of Wartime Recruiter because I think Wartime Recruiter is so underrated. And when you have Gnomes and Demons, she is gold. So let me show you guys a little taste. So Wartime Recruiter, what you always do is turn one, you're actually going to refresh immediately. The reason being is now all three of these units only cost two. The trick here is that when you freeze next turn, those minions still cost two. So if you lose the first round, you have a guaranteed 2 unit purchase round, which is big, right? That's great for your tempo spike. If I tie this, which I'm going to, we're still going to buy those. When I take a tie with Wartime Recruiter on turn one, we don't mess around. We're going to immediately buy, get our tempo, and then we can focus on leveling. So I do also have a strategy for turn 3 when I go this route. So I kind of have her first 3 rounds always mapped out in my head regardless. Rotate those. Positioning looks fine there. Okay. So we'll take this round almost surely. Ooh, I don't know. It's a little steep. Oh, yikes. That was a mean Melissa. Did she not tier? Yeah, she did. All right, that's fine. We're still going to level here. I think it'd be a mistake not to finally get to tier 2. Claw Machine or Pauldrons. Pauldrons is going to get us triples like nobody's business. We're taking that for sure. So on turn 3, if I bought the previous 2 minions on that second turn, then I'm going to take this spin and I'm going to sell and buy one that costs 2. Perfection. We are going to sell this, and I would like to just hold this because remember, alchemists scale based on how many gnomes are on your board, but I don't know if we can risk that in tempo right now. Yeah, let's just play it. Like I said, we're going for top 10 in the world right now. We need to not be so greedy. I don't need to freeze that. Okay, so this is where Wartime Recruiter should really thrive now. Oh man, I think we could have made it without putting him down. Damn it. That's okay. So this is where Wartime Recruiter really thrives because she stays on tier 2, which is what I highly recommend, to just rack up those alchemists because again, her passive is going to be giving us... oh, I forgot about our pauldrons. Dude, we're going to be stacked because her passive continuously gives you play abilities, so your likelihood of rolling alchemist is pretty good. There we go. What did I say? Throw that down. Buy this. Play this first. Remember, have as many gnomes on the board as possible before you throw down your alchemists. Get a gold. Alpha could be quite good later. We do need to start finding some modules. Oh, there we go. Freeze that. Pauldrons should give us another alchemist if all goes well here. And we're going to win this fight. That's immaculate. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're sitting at 7 on the final round. I think we're locked, right? Yeah, we're locked because remember, you always win the tiebreaker. The next closest guy that would take us out of the next phase is sitting at 4. So if he wins, perfect case, and I lose, then I'm still tied with him at 7. I'm still guaranteed for the next round. So we can greed max if we want. I don't think I'm going to greed max, though. I think I want to sit on tier 2 for a second, snag more alchemists. Because now we're really chilling. I don't have any reason to be worried about the late game like I thought I would. Well, I shouldn't say it exactly that way, but you get what I mean. Copy of playability, dude. Oh, this is peak cinema right here. You guys are getting a real gnome game. Yes, Manic Maker. That's great. Get us some modules on the board. All right, put this down. Copy the playability. We might just want to grab this. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. Again, we don't need to worry about this next round. Taunt is whatever. I do want that. Yeah, I think I want that. So we're going to cycle this buddy bot. We're going to sell this so we can throw something on our alpha. Alpha, if you don't know, really good card. Does combine with Omega. Remove one of my modules to summon it if you have space. So you rack up the modules. It gives you extra attacks, which is valuable for all sorts of different cards with gnomes. And then once you get Omega, every time he gets hit, he's summoning 2 of his modules, which can rack up pretty darn quick. Look at these stats. That's the first modules we've seen since I've been sitting there scaling them. 70 per module is egregious. Multi-strike will be good on him for later. Cycle. Yeah, we probably want that. I think I'm okay with selling this other alchemist, although it'd be cool if we got 2 golden alchemists. Yeah, no, let's save that alchemist for now. We really don't have any reason to rush the process at this point. And we can possibly copy another alchemist with this pauldron if all goes well. So then, I mean, the chances of us getting another golden alchemist is pretty good. It's not bad. Yep, golden alchemist. Or not golden alchemist, but another alchemist. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Probably getting close to needing it to tier up now. I'd say if we get that other golden alchemist, it's a done deal. Dude, absolutely. Throw that down. And we have just enough to tier up, which we're going to now because now we've got enough scaling on our modules. We need stuff that gives themselves lots of modules, and that's going to be great options on tier 4. So we're hoping for a good tier 4 gnome. Dude. Oh my god, best case scenario. What a crazy gnome game. Quartermaster Bot, really, really important. One of the first things you want to look for when you're playing gnomes. Just crazy. Scales based on how many attacks you have. So we just need to make sure we have lots of attacks now. Copy up playability. Dude, this is going to be such a good gnome game. Holy shit. Wow. I'm so excited to see how this goes. Okay. Let's put the Quartermaster Bot up front. We want stuff to be dead by the time this guy starts attacking, so we'll put one Golden Alchemist in front of him. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay, so now this is where the magic's going to start happening. We're just going to start beating everybody we play against. No contest. We need lots of attacks to scale this Quartermaster Bot, because the more attacks you have with gnomes, the more modules he puts on him. As we saw earlier, every module gives like 80 plus right now. So if I can get 6 attacks, this guy is gaining 240 at the end of every turn. Are you guys getting that? You guys understanding? Okay? This is buku numbers. Buku bucks. We're going to sell this one. We're going to copy that playability. We are going to tier up. It's time to aggressively tier because we're going to need our late game stuff ASAP. We don't need that. We took forever to tier up, so Poison Elixir, I don't know if it's going to have time to really pop off for us. Laser Pistol would be very good as we're transitioning. Yeah, we're going to take Poison Elixir. I like the maximum coinage. All right, refresh, refresh. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Another alpha. I feel like getting rid of this link right now is a big mistake. Yeah, we're just going to freeze. So this is the other great part about Wartime Recruiter, and this is again why I think she's so underrated, right? Because not only has she been continuously finding us alchemists, but she does a really good job at finding Curious Mechanic, which is basically another alchemist, depending on how you're playing, right? So when I play Wartime Recruiter, I do like to keep an alchemist on the board if I can as I'm going. Yeah, we're statted up. And we got a lot of attacks that time, I think. It's always nice going against undead with gnomes because you just rake in the milk. We were milking it. 11 attacks. He's going to put 5 modules on himself. That's like an extra... Oh, dude, I can't wait to see. We'll have to watch what his stats go up by on this next round. Yeah, we probably tier up, right? I just like the idea of getting more Curious Mechanics, and we have a higher chance of that if we don't tier up. Yeah, I don't think I'm worried. I think we need to focus more on some key cards. Self-assembler. You know what? We could swap out that Manic Maker in the back. Although he's not bad. Yeah, let's just take Magma Elixir. Shut up, dude. Okay, here's the glitch, Father. We're chilling. Oh, a little Barnaby action? Count me in, most likely. Well, yeah, count me in, but not right now. Okay, relax. We'll count me in on the next turn because we can't sell stuff right now. Okay, he's sitting at 315, 314. Let's watch the magic happen. One end of turn effect, and he goes from 300 to 1,000. Yeah, this is going to be ridiculous. You guys are definitely getting a separate highlight video on this one. How to play Gnomes 101. Okay. So Barnaby for sure. He's a good replacement for our buddy bot on the link. Don't have anything we can time chamber. We just don't have the time. Another alchemist. Yes, please. Omega. Dude. Wow. What do I even want to do now? And we've got the flux cannon. We have all of the pieces we need. This is like absolute gold. Okay, well, I think we're officially done with the alchemist craze. We triggered enough to where I think we can focus on other stuff. You guys are going to see exactly what you want out of an end board with gnomes. So I'm just a little torn. No, I definitely think Barnaby's worth more than Manic Maker. Yeah, this is, I mean, this is peak board. This is exactly what you want, right? Flux Cannon is immediately going to free up a space for Project Omega. Oh, I did mess up a little bit. I should have taunted that Project Alpha. I would have really liked to do that. I do like keeping Barnaby. Now, normally in the later game with Gnomes, I don't often have Barnabys because I'm very rarely finding myself sticking with Project Alpha through the late game. But because that's what we're doing, I don't want to let go of this Barnaby. So we are just fucking gold hunting. We just want triples of everything we have on the board. Professor Chaos would have been pretty good. Yeah, okay. That's all whatever. All right, let's watch this in action. We should get lots of attacks. We want him to have multi-summons. He's got what I call garbage gnomes. This guy wishes he was us right now. Okay, another Barnaby. Yeah, we'll get a few attacks. I would have liked to get more, but he's just not strong enough. We get 6 in? I hope we got 6 in. I hope we got an even number in so that we get Quartermaster Bot, some efficient scaling. But yeah, this is the power of Wartime Recruiter on Gnomes. I meant it when I say I always choose her. Now, I don't choose her necessarily if I have Gnomes and then 2 other factions that she doesn't work well with, because it's kind of hard to box yourself into a faction like that. But when I know there's Gnomes and Demons, because she's also great with Demons, and you know I love me some Demon gameplay, then I'm always taking Wartime Recruiter. Damn it! Only got 5 attacks. Whatever. Oh, man. I'm going to save one of these taunts. Well, yeah, if I golden something else, I want to taunt the alpha. I don't really want to taunt either of these other things, but I'm okay with hanging on to one taunt. Once again, just gold hunting. Monarch can be good early. He's not good right now for us. Oh, shit. I missed that other flux cannon. That's okay. We got another Quartermaster Bot because of it, so I'm going to say that was the right call. Now, the question is, do we just fold on Barnaby and just commit to throwing a Quartermaster Bot down right now? Okay, we're going to throw this onto the alpha, give him some more buffskis. I don't really like putting barrier on him. I want him to get hit. So I'm more interested in one of these. Give your gnomes +2/+2, but that's not permanent. Let's take the permanent scaling. Yeah, I think we're just going to leave this alone. I don't like the idea of swapping out the Barnaby. I think he's just a little too strong for our alpha. Yeah, look at this. Oh, man. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, thank God. Okay, we hit him before he could hit. He screwed up in his placement. He should have had his cleaves up front. That could have actually been a real problem for me. Ooh, still not good enough to take the Dubsky. That's okay though. Our scaling is egregious, and we got a good amount of attacks on that one. All right, time to triple something for the love of God. I'm so tempted to sell this Barnaby, play this other Alchemist. How many attacks does he have? He has 8. Maybe that's what we do. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I like that call. And if we find another Barnaby, we can just pop it right back in the slot. Chillin', what I say. Okay, and then we can taunt our alpha like I wanted to. Yeah, I like this a lot. I think that was definitely the right call. Now, Golden Barnaby, of course, is cool, but it's very late game. I don't want to count on us making sure we get Barnaby Golden. And having that cycle slot, as clearly as you can tell, is more important right now. We have 5 cards in hand, so we can sell that. And then we'll use this on this. Not using any of my augments on Quartermaster Bot or Flux Cannon because they're essentially just generating themselves modules anyway. Alpha doesn't have a way to do that, so we want to put everything we can on Alpha. Revive is great. We don't want to link that. There's a world where maybe that's the right call, but we're just going to take Flying. Flying will do a good job of beating other gnomes and stuff like that if we get stuck in a position there. Nothing golden that we want to golden, but I like that turn. I think that turn did a lot for us. Okay, he got his barrier. That's great. We're sitting at just under 3k stats. Oh, he's got a lot of glitch fathers. I can't tell if I'm scared of that. Yeah, probably not, huh? Yes, sir. Rack 'em up, rack 'em up, rack 'em up. Oh, beautiful. Okay. This is the demon guy that we needed to be worried about. How many attacks did we get? 5? Oof. Thought we got more than that. Yeah, we'll take another alchemist. Deadly Joke. Deadly Joke's going to be great right now. The Deadly Joke transition is one I do not see players make often enough. Even in Grandmasters, which is crazy. Oh, shit. That makes things a lot tougher. Because Bimble's Steelhand can be so good right now. I hate to say it, but I do think the Deadly Joke is more important. Our modules are probably giving, I would guess, like 200, 200. Maybe less than that. Maybe like 150, 150. So it's like 300 stats at the end of the turn, or a guaranteed kill on his biggest minion, or a big minion. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, now's the time to swap something out. Oh, the Flux Cannon. What am I talking about? That's the least important to triple. Throw this Alchemist out again. Okay, and then we have to think positioning on this Deadly Joke. I'm thinking something like this, because he'll almost surely have his strongest stuff in the front. Here's the problem. Then we have this taunted right there, which means our Glitch Father might get sniped. Is that the end of the world? I just don't want to put that Killing Joke any further back. We need him to trigger early. Yeah, I'm going with that. I think that's the right call. We have 2 taunts, so in a worst case, at least it's a 50-50 that he'll get sniped. 35-48, yeah. Looking good. Okay, Deadly Joke, put in work ASAP. Immaculate. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yep. Okay. I was saying this and I started yapping. The Deadly Joke transition. You just saw right there. It is so important for so many builds. This is a big mistake. When you get into Grandmasters, that is the time to understand that sometimes you have to swallow your pride and just say, I'm not going to outscale in their stats, but oftentimes it's just one minion that's really crushing you, which is exactly the case with his Rage Collar. Now, the problem is when his other stuff gets taunt, we're going to have a tougher time. So I'm pretty worried to see how that goes. But we're getting really good scaling. We really, really need to make something else gold now, though. I think I might actually... Oh, I'm so tempted to buy that in case we see another Flux Cannon to swap out. I think the short story is it's not worth the risk. Please. Okay. Man, just didn't get very lucky here. We had such a hot start. Our late game has not been very fortunate like our early game was. Yeah, he still doesn't have he still doesn't. It's so unfortunate because he would really be competing with me if his I wouldn't even be competing. I think he'd be beating me if his Rage Collar had stealth. But it seems like for some reason he can't get the stealth on the Rage Collar. I think he's just getting unlucky, to be honest, because I think he'd be beating me right now. Okay, so we took the lead here. Give me something to really seal the deal. I am still quite nervous. It doesn't take a lot for him to give that stealth, and then we're not even close to as good of a position. Oh, okay. That's not bad. You know what we do? I think we cycle this extra Quartermaster Bot just for a little bit more module action. Give me a Glitch Father. Another Omega. Man, it's okay, but it's not quite enough for me to be really confident. Plus 2 damage permanently, sure. And it already has Overwhelm, doesn't it? Yes, we'll just give it the death effect again. Oh, okay, he's a big old boy too. He's getting pretty hefty himself. 400 to my Quartermaster Bot each round. He still doesn't have stealth on it. Yep. Rough go, man. Wow. Wow. That's some good Gnome gameplay right there, let me tell you. Hope you folks were entertained by that. And that was without Golden Glitch Father and without Golden Omega. So I'm really giving you guys a gauge on how ridiculous Wartime Recruiter is. In my opinion, If you play any other hero, you have to be so much more reliant on tripling those tier 5s. We did that without any tier 5s tripled. Not a single gnome tier 5 tripled, and we took a first place in a Grandmaster lobby. Man, that was a fun game.